sorry I'm late, but sometimes the good things are worth waiting for. And even if you don't think I'm one of the good things worth waiting for, you waited. You still waited. How are we all doing tonight? I see Tori's had to go to a meeting? Oh boy, I'm slightly concerned already. I hope everything goes alright with that. Just give me a second, I'm still trying to catch up on drinks. Oh, keep those hydrates coming today, seriously. Whew! But no, I hope we are all having a cracking Tuesday, and, well, even if you're not, maybe I could bring it a little bit of joy and comfort to you. So, as last we left things, we just got the Tenmyoji ending. I thought it was originally the Quark ending, but no, that's actually a different ending. So, 4 down, 5 to go. So, it's time for... Holy crap, my seat is boiling. I forgot my heated blanket was on it. Oh, that fucking scared the shit out of me. Right, and I've also just realised I am missing one particular file. So, excuse me 1 second. I need to open it. For some reason, it wants to open on the wrong screen as well, for good measure. Because of course it does. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, last we left things, we went down, I think it was this path we went down, and eventually made it through to, yes, through to the Tenmyoji ending. So, we've learned a little bit about Tenmyoji. Yet, we also have a lot more questions for Tenmyoji. For example, what is his fascination with Akane Kurashiki? Why does he have a photo of her in his possession? What's the deal with Quark? All very fair questions, none of which have very fair answers right now. But you know what? It's time to do a bit of lock picking, shall we? So the first one I'm going to do is we are going to go down the magenta path with, I believe this is Luna. We ally at the first AB game. And then we decide to go through, I think it's the blue door? Yeah, so through the blue door, which is the rec room. So that leads to the luminol and all that shit. Now, at the next AB game, we take the controversial decision of betraying. And that's Kay's game over. So we prevented Kay from saving. But it's time to learn a bit more about Kay, shall we? So, how can Phi and Kay be saved? Well, Clover has the answer. Mm-hmm.
Maybe they did go through the door, like Kay said. Or...
They did. I got enough of him, Dio. Yeah, but Dio's a sack of shit. So I wouldn't take anything he says lately. Yes, it's not funny, we know. If that's correct, then you, Kay, Quark, and I are the only people still alive. True. Because we found Dio dead. Tenmyoji's dead. Clover's dead. Luna's dead. Alice is dead. They're all dead, Dave.
Hey, lay off. I want to believe they're alive too. But
And we heard a noise and turned. And
I
it's
apologize
Kay.
for keeping you.
Did you get Dia's bracelet?
Well, technically, yes, but...
Huh?
Best you just see it. This is what I found in Dio's pod.
Oh yes,
What?
this particular path. Dio was actually found out to be a murderer, and we trapped him in a pod. He was then suffocated, and then all of a sudden, bang! Uh, his bracelet is destroyed.
I assume whoever murdered Dio did this. I can't say for sure, but if I were to guess...
Yep.
Chromatic doors have
So, the white
opened.
doors
5
have
minutes
opened.
remain until
But-
chromatic doors close.
How do any of us get through them?
With a bracelet like this, I doubt we can get past the secondary door.
Yeah, in other words, Kay and Fi are fucked.
That means Kay and I will...
Yep.
When the time comes, those 3 doors will automatically close. If anyone is left outside after they close, they'll be penalized.
I see. That's what they wanted.
Yep, they
Whoever
tried to kill
killed
you.
Dio wanted to use the game to kill me and Kay. That's why they broke the bracelet.
I think so. It makes the most sense.
And yes, how can you be so calm? Well, to be fair, there is a sense of inevitability to it.
Go on ahead, Sigma. You have those bracelets Kay gave you, right? You should be able to get through the
Luda
secondary door with
analysis, I
those.
believe it is.
So just...
But if you stay here, you'll...
Do you think I care? And this was bad. What was I going to do? I needed to calm down. Just calm down. And just be aware there may be a trigger warning here. Calm down and think. There had to be a way to save them. There had. And here it is. Clover has the answer.
The first is an anesthetic called sopril beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called tubocurarine. Your bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside. If you break the rules, those needles hop out and inject you.
My brother told me about that.
Uh-huh.
Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. That means it's sort of an antidote for tubocurine.
Yeah, we found some, didn't we?
I knew it!
Give it back. I found it, so it's mine.
And that's how we save them.
The antidote.
And I didn't have time to explain. I took off running towards the exit.
Sigma, where are you going?
I bolted out of the warehouse toward the treatment room. Bear in mind, the chromatic doors are open at this point. And yeah, Dio took hold of it. Sweat was pouring down my face, but I didn't bother to wipe it off. There wasn't time. I dug frantically through Dio's coat until he stabs himself with the gun he's looking for. Frantically useless. Stop joking. The injection gun with neostigmine. Oh, what? Oh, okay, there's only one dose. Hello, Zante. How are you doing tonight? I can't say both of them. You can. Kinda.
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
And I spun around and shot out of the treatment center. Good. I'm feeling a bit bleh, but I still wanted to get this done.
1. Chromatic doors closing.
We're not in.
Oh dear.
Sigma.
Ow! And there was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soparil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor. No, I couldn't fall asleep. I had to give one of them the antidote before my bracelet injected me with tubocurarine. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I forced my eyes back open. Kay and Phi lay limp on the floor in front of me. In my right hand, I could feel the injector gun with its precious cargo. I could only pull the trigger once. Who was I going to choose? Phi or Kay? Well, it's kind of a odd choice, but okay. No, what was I thinking? There was only one answer. Phi, because you can actually get to her. I didn't even have a choice. After all, Kay's entire body was covered in impenetrable metal. Except... Hold up. That's open. I summoned up as much energy as I could and dragged myself towards Phi. And after what felt like an eternity, I was finally within arm's reach. And with no time to waste, I pressed the gun to her arm and pulled the trigger.
Sigma. What the hell did you... Why did you pick me?
What the fuck am I gonna do?
Then why didn't you inject yourself?
Okay, yeah, fair. Why didn't he inject himself?
You're the biggest idiot on the planet.
Yeah, well, I'm about to be the biggest dead idiot on the planet, so yeah. Fine. Tender. I don't think she does tender.
No.
Okay, well that answers that question.
Screw this. I don't want to live if it means being in debt to you. No goddamn way. I'm not gonna.
And her words slurred and slowed, and her eyes fluttered closed. She wasn't dead, of course. I could hear the faint sound of her breathing, and see her chest rise and fall. And I looked over in his direction. That was when I noticed it. Uh-huh. Yeah, he
You could
found
open
the
up the
key
suit and take the
in
mask
this
off.
reality. Because it was hiding in the Golem Bay.
Yes.
Uh-huh, there was.
No. It was empty when I found it.
Liar! But what if he lied? Could Kay have taken the key? How he'd gotten it didn't really matter anymore. What did matter was that Kay had been able to remove his arm. And he had. Yep, that would mean Dio's killer is Kay. I coaxed as much strength as I could from my increasingly lethargic body and crawled towards Kay. I grabbed his shoulder and shook him until he finally shifted and spoke.
Sigma.
Yeah, that time that he was lying on the couch, he wasn't lying on the couch. His suit was. After you went the long way around through the warehouse and the crew quarters, headed for the elevator. Quite the long way just to avoid the lounge, but yeah. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. I bumped into Fi. We went back to the lounge to check on you. And we saw you, or rather, we saw your armor. And he would have been out of it at that point, yes. So, a sound outside, and while Sigma and Phi were fannying about, examining nothing, Kay went the long way and went back in the suit.
Yes. reasoning is correct. I killed him.
I mean, it's Dio, so you don't really need a reason to kill him, but why?
Because I couldn't forgive him. He took the life of someone very important to me. I couldn't.
Who?
The old woman.
I'm sorry, what? The old woman is important to you. What?
She was like a mother to me. She showed me how to see meaning in my life. Yes, I am. She was the woman who came here when I was 18.
What the fuck?
Sigma. Unfortunately, we are out of time. There's something I have to tell you. You made a promise that you would hear it. Do you understand?
Not in the slightest, but come on.
This is very important. You must pay attention. You cannot forget.
Forget? He wasn't making sense. I was about to die. How on earth would I be remembering anything for more than a few seconds?
If you see a lion with two heads devouring the sun, remember these letters.
If you see a lion with two heads devouring the sun, remember these letters.
Milkevoli.
Now, that is not a bomb password. It's the same length as one, but it is not a bomb password this time.
This will open the second gate.
This will open the second gate, okay. That will make sense later. Just not in this reality. I grabbed a hold of Kay's mask and tore it off. Hope you're sitting down for this one. What? It's Sigma! It's actually not, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's Sigma. And I felt a sharp pain in my left wrist, and my body collapsed unceremoniously. The second drug, tubocurarine, and my vision began to blur, and my head felt unnaturally heavy. And the world faded away, and my consciousness slipped down into the cold, dark waters of nothingness. And that is the key ending. Yes, it was really that quick. We're not even half an hour into the stream. Or, well, actually, we're a little over half an hour now. We've already got ending number 5. And yes, that's the key end. Now, what code did he just give us? At this point, we're developing a large array of codes and nowhere to actually put them in. Yet. I promise what Kay said will make sense. Just not yet. But we need to remember that that happened. Okay? So, I do just need to take an early be right back. I don't like doing this so early on, but kind of don't have a choice right now. And then we are going to break this lock. Who planted the bomb? Well, we know who planted the bomb. We just don't know why they planted the bombs. And we also don't know where they planted the number 0 bomb. So, give me a couple of minutes because I am absolutely gagging for the bathroom. And when we come back, we will start working towards ending number 6. Give me just a few minutes. Okay, I am back. Feeling a little worse for wear. I'm a bit tender at the moment, but and I got a bit of a headache coming on as well. But let's carry on. So down this particular path, this one we went through the cyan door with Alice, who we allied with and got betrayed. Oh no, sorry, no, wrong path. Sorry. So cyan door, through to the first with Alice. We betrayed Alice, which left her at 1 BP. Moving on down, we decided, no, hang on, no, what she decided was not alright for us. Went down the green path. Please don't take this the wrong way. But you don't sound well. I know you're not feeling the best. Do I? My voice is wavering. Hmm. I hadn't noticed. Well, I'll play it by ear. I'll see how it goes. I'll see. Anyway, we went through the green door because we decided that Alice making decisions first was not for us. Through the green door, through to the first story lock of where did Alice go? Well, we know where Alice went. She went to the crew quarters where we stopped her from killing herself. Tori is 100%. Tori is 100% correct. Stream in your full fit. Come on now, Raven. I mean, it could be because I know you well, but yet. Hi, sweet Carrie. How are you doing today? I promise I'm all right. I'm not 100%, but you know what? I can. Oh gosh, yeah, I heard it there that time. If it gets worse, I'll stop. But I do want to make a little bit of a push at least. So we got to the next AB game. We allied. I think I actually had to betray first, but it's very noticeable. Oh no. Next you're going to say I sound pitiful. Anyway, I'm going to skip to this point. Who planted the bomb? Well, we know. He's a very stubborn man. Oh, you don't know the half of it.
Huh?
So, who planted the bombs?
What? Why? How can you... There's no way.
He's very stubborn, true. You just don't even... For God's sake. I feel like I'm being ganged up on.
Come on, what is this? Are you high?
Not at the moment. We're just concerned for you, is all. I'm alright, really. It's just a minor headache and a bit of a stomach issue. But thank you for the posture check, thank you for the hydrate, thank you for the stretch. I'm gonna take my time with these.
Well,
Just fucking do it.
Knock it off, Sigma. You're doing this all backwards.
I feel like I'm being tag teamed worse than the time that Tori and Jean kept telling me to go to bed. Although, to be fair, they had a legitimate reason. I was streaming for 13 and a half hours by that point.
Ugh.
I'm not gritting my teeth at any... Well, never fucking mind. Have a good day, Tori.
Nice try, but that's some bullshit totalitarian logic. I don't think so. What are you even basing this on? How do you know I set the bombs?
I didn't say bombs.
Just spit it out.
the Mirmo... What? I beg your pardon?
No. How do you know that, Sigma? What the hell are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. I'm off to not too good with story puzzle game. Okay. Well, have a good day.
Who the fuck do you think you are? None of that has anything to do with me. I don't know who the Myrmidons are. And I don't know what Free the Soul is, and I certainly don't know anything about some old fart called Brother.
Well, thank you for proving 2 points right there. Mm-hmm. How would you know his age if I haven't said anything besides his name? Busted!
Wait, so he's left? But that means he's a terrorist.
A terrorist? Oh dear.
Left?
Well, looks like I won't be able to talk my way out of this one. Seriously, though, when did we get so famous? The Myrmidons aren't supposed to be something anybody knows about, let alone you two jokers.
And yet we know everything.
Okay, you got me. Yes, I'm the leader of the Myrmidons. My real name is Left. I was sent here to stop Zero Senior's AB plan. That's why I planted the bombs. If it looked like the plan might actually succeed, I was supposed to blow this whole place sky high.
Okay.
What's that?
Oh, well, looks like you don't know everything after all.
No, but you're gonna tell us.
I should have been more careful. Then again, it's not like it really matters. After all, you're gonna die here.
What?
And I leapt towards it.
Whoa there. Better not come any closer. You think I'm not prepared for this? Take one step and it'll be your last.
Then, that thing you're holding.
It's the detonator.
Yeah, I guess it is. Now Back the fuck off!
Dio, please, calm down. If you press that button, you'll die too.
So? Believe me, there's plenty more where this came from. Now that we've cleared that up, back off! Come on, move it! Go, go, go!
He's pushy when he wants to be, isn't he? And we had no choice. Slowly, carefully, we backed away. All of us, except for one. Tenmyoji.
Hey, Grandpa. Your hearing gone? I said back off.
No.
You... I'm not screwing around here.
I can see that. So why don't you do it? Go ahead. Press that button.
Are you in your fucking mind?
Tenmyoji?
Oh, something wrong? Hurry it up. I'm not getting any younger. Oh. Do I sense hesitation? What's the matter, Dio? Scared? Well?
You son of a bitch.
So you were just bluffing?
I'm not bluffing, goddammit. You hear me? I'll do it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. But there's really something I should tell you. See that detonator you're holding? It's a fake.
What? What do you mean it's a fake?
What?
For just an instant, Dio's eyes twitched down to the device in his hand. That was all the opening Tenmyoji needed.
Yeah!
And he cried out as he leapt through the air. And Tenmyoji's leg shot out, knocking the detonator from Dio's hand. Which is a problem.
What happened? What?
What's happening?
We just activated it.
There's a red light on it now.
Oh, you really fucked up, Tenmyoji. This is what happens when you try to show off.
What?
Oh, never mind trying to do my continue dead. Everything okay, Tori?
What are you saying?
Damn, how much do you know?
I know we have 30 minutes to live.
Fine, whatever. Well, he's right. If that thing ever gets more than a meter away from me, it activates. When it does, it starts the timers on all the bombs. So thanks to this old fart, you get to try and defuse a bunch of activated bombs on a countdown.
Road workers and cement mixer at my window definitely not helping the head net. Oh, for fuck's sake. I know where they can stick the fucking road work tool thingamajigs.
You can go ahead and destroy the detonator if you want. Once the timers have been activated, they'll go off anyway.
How long do we have? When do they explode?
30 minutes.
You should know, Sigma. Why don't you tell her?
Th 30 minutes? That's crazy! How do we stop them?
None of us know them, though.
He does.
Okay. I'll give you one, since I'm such a swell guy. The password for bomb number 2 is...
Oh, this one's bomb number 2. Okay. I thought we had 2 already.
EQD DYR NTK.
Bomb number 2.
Yep.
But we haven't found that one yet.
Oh, well, tough shit.
Oh? Oh. Well, my mistake. Must have slipped my mind. Well, there's nothing you could do anyway. You don't have the input device. Really, it'll be much easier if you all just give up. Oh gosh, I wonder.
Where did you put the number 2 bomb?
Shoot, you know, I just can't remember. Anyway, I think it's time for me to be moving on.
Moving on.
To where?
What, I have to explain everything? To the next world, of course.
And I threw myself towards Dio and wrapped my hand around his wrist, slamming it to the floor. He struggled, but I put all my weight on it and kept his arm pinned.
Shit! Let go of me, goddammit! Get off of me! Let me go!
And he continued to struggle, but I wasn't going to let him go. I shifted my weight to free one of my hands, and started trying to pry his open.
Hey! Hey! I'm not fucking around, alright? Let go of my goddamn arm!
By then, the others had run over and piled onto Dio along with me. Even then, he refused to stop. With increasing desperation, he tried to get the hand I had grabbed to his mouth.
We don't have a choice. Luna, go get the Soparil. You think I don't know that? What other choice do we have? Every minute we spend wrestling this prick is a minute we don't have to deal with those bombs. We don't have time for this.
She has a point.
What are you doing, Luna? Go!
Right. Okay, I've got it. I'm ready when you are.
Just don't!
You can do whatever you want to me, you fucking cowards! You're still gonna die! Go ahead, tell yourselves you can fix it. Run around like idiots before you get blown to atoms. Serves you fucking right! You're gonna burn!
Oh, for God's sake! Luna, shut him up!
Right. Here goes.
I'm sorry, Tori, I really am. And as they began to climb off of him, I finally pried Dio's hand open. And there it was, just what I'd expected. A small, unassuming capsule. I didn't know what was in it exactly, but it was undoubtedly some kind of poison. I stumbled towards the sink and tossed it into the drain.
About 20 minutes or so, I think.
We spent 10 minutes wrestling this dick.
And how much time until the white doors open?
The same. Oh dear.
So, what do we do?
Can we do?
We searched Dio, but he doesn't have anything that might be the input device.
And that is?
And a dismal silence filled the room. Even though no one spoke, I could see despair on every face.
All right, no point sitting around. Until those things actually go off, we've still got a chance.
True?
Sigma, you come with me. We're going to have to go look at the number 3 bomb. See if the timer really has started or not. All the rest of you, listen up. I want you to take Alice, Quark, and Dio to the Floor B warehouse.
What?
Why there?
Just listen. Worst case scenario, we'll open the white doors and go through them to wherever they go. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Understood. We will take them to the Floor B warehouse. Once we've done so, we will begin to search for the input device in the number 2 bomb.
Good. Thanks. Okay, we don't have much time left. Now get moving. Sigma, you're with me.
And Phi turned without waiting and headed for the door. And before I could blink, she was gone. I gave everyone else in the infirmary a quick thumbs up and a shaky smile, then hurried after her. Okay, so we're back here with the number 3 bomb.
The light's flashing. I guess the countdown has started. So, what are we going to do? Without a way to enter the passwords, we're screwed. Right. We'll just have to split up and look for it. I'll look around here. You go check somewhere else.
Okay, fine.
If we get to T-minus 5 minutes, then we'll meet back in the Floor B warehouse. Got it?
I wasn't sure what to say. If we hadn't found it by then, was there really any point in meeting up again?
What's with that look? Don't worry. We'll figure it out, I promise.
Wow, comforting words from Phi. I know this timeline's fucked.
You know what they say. Swimsuits never quit.
Eh? I'm kinda wishing the message that went out last night was accurate. I'm glad it's not.
I'm just, trying to show you that life is still worth living.
Tori, message for you right there.
After all, if you quit now, there goes any possibility of you ever seeing me in a swimsuit.
Oh, whoa. Well, I admit I am a bit curious.
All right. Looks like we're on the same page. Now get moving. We don't have time to stand around.
Though the idea of flying a swimsuit? I don't think she'd wear one. I checked the time on my bracelet as I headed out of the crew quarters and into the hallway. It wasn't good news. I broke into a run. Back to the infirmary. And before long, I found myself in front of the infirmary. All too often, what you're looking for is right in front of you. We'd spent a lot of time in the infirmary, so it seemed kind of fitting somehow that it... Fucking hell! Oh, that's not done my headache any favors. Oh! Hello, Maligo. Fucking hell. Oh. Thank you, I think. We'd spent a lot of time in the infirmary, so it seemed kind of fitting somehow that it might have been there all along. Although if that's the sound that's coming from the infirmary, I don't know if I want to go in. Or maybe Dio had dropped it there recently. There was no way to know. And in any event, I had to start looking somewhere. Okay, good. The updates have finally got pushed. Well, you know what, Raven? Sumik and I tried to get you to take care of yourself. Sure, oh, why am I getting... You probably... Yeah, I... Why did I bother? Why did I fucking bother?
Yes. The others are taking the people who are asleep to the white doors.
Okay.
I chose to stay here.
For what
I
purpose?
thought you might come back.
Why? I know. It is
Because the
appreciated.
Atom is here.
Okay, the Atom's here. What about the Atom?
I thought you might want to use it.
What the fuck?
Isn't that why you're here?
No! Oh, yes! Yes, I forgot. This is the timeline when we found, when we cut our hand and white shit appeared. Trust me, if you remember the rest of this path, that does make a bit of sense. Then when is the time for that?
Oh, why did you come here then? Really?
Yes, really. What a stupid question.
I see. I seem to have made a mistake. I knew you couldn't use the Atom without me. So I stayed behind because I thought I might be able to help. I guess I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
And she turned and headed towards the exit. Luna, get your butt back here. I couldn't just let her leave like that. I sighed.
Not more than 5 minutes or so. Yes.
We ain't finding it, just do it. Maybe this will at least make you shake your head. And I lay down on the table. Luna picked up the Atom scanner and began to run it across me, slowly and methodically. In a few minutes, she was finished. More white stuff had been generated, but not from the hands this time. Cement mixer ran into the street sweeper. Oh my god. I guess karma really is a thing.
That's it. You can get up now.
And I sat up and hopped off the table. The screen was already starting to show my results. And my eyes were glued to her face, looking for any sign of what the answer might be. She studied the readout for several long seconds before replying.
Well, it says you're not a robot.
Well, that's good. I'm pretty sure I'm not a robot, but I still have white blood. What the fuck? So now I'm stuck with an accident, police and road workers shoveling cement and dirt out of God. Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're human.
I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. My relief didn't last long.
But your body isn't entirely human.
The fuck does that mean?
You're part machine.
Hold on, what?
Look here. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human.
Okay.
They're made out of a titanium alloy.
Titanium?
On top of that skeleton is artificial biological tissue. It's also called ABT.
EBT, we've heard that before.
Your arms are cybernetic.
Cybernetic? What?
Cybernetic? It means a mechanical system that interfaces with a biological
What
one.
the fuck is going on?
You see all these root-like things around the titanium
What
bones?
is going on? Seriously?
Those are artificial nerves. They're probably connected to your own nerves, which is how you can move your arms. I imagine they allow you to feel things through your arms too.
And when I was a kid, I broke my arm and they took an x-ray of it. The doctor told me I had really thick bones and that I must have done something pretty insane to break them. When the hell did this happen? Why did somebody replace my arms? It's a fair question. A fair question I don't think we're getting an answer to. Would that mean I don't have to worry about the bracelet going off?
No. Unfortunately, you probably do still have to worry about that.
Oh boy.
The cybernetic arms are made to function just like real arms, which means they interface with the rest of your body.
Meaning we still get pumped full of poison regardless. Good to know.
Which means that anything injected into them is spread to the rest of your body. I just do. Yes, you're right. But not everything has an answer.
Not
There are
wrong.
some things you just can't explain.
Like, how did we know where the deal was the culprit?
Don't you know how that feels? How did you know about the garden? How did you know that Dio planted the bombs?
Not wrong.
I'm sorry, Sigma. I wish we could talk some more, but our time is up.
I pressed the buttons on my bracelet and felt my stomach drop. One minute. I only got a minute left.
Sigma,
What?
there's one last thing. I was given very specific instructions.
Given instructions? By who? I shuddered. Not because I was scared of what was about to happen. Because I was scared of Luna. She was calm. Unnaturally so. Like a machine with a human face. We were about to die. How could she be so calm?
Please pay attention. This is very important. You must be sure to remember it.
Remember? I was about to die. How was I supposed to remember anything?
Should you encounter a two-headed lion devouring the sun, remember,
Yes. Remember what we just heard with Key? This is the other half of it.
GTF DML 016.
GTF DML016.
With this key, the first gate
And
shall
that
be open
opens
to you.
the first gate.
There you go. I hope we can meet again someday. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting.
And before she could answer, the world exploded into noise and light, and I disappeared along with it. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. And that's the next ending. That one is the Sigma ending. Yeah. So now that we've cleared 2 endings. So we've got the Sigma ending. 6 down, 3 to go. So now that we've learned that little tidbit of information, let me ask you this. Now what? Well, we can open this lock now. 5 minutes of life. So let's do that. And I'm just going to take a drink.
Sigma's BP is...
And this is the path that we took the yellow door with Tenmyoji. He betrayed us to take us down to 1 BP. And then we went through the next door with Dio, who just betrayed us again. So, we're at -1.
Negative.
So, despite the fact that we're about to die, how do we get out of this one? And remember, we allied because Quark had us over... Dio had us over a barrel with Quark. And first would be the anesthetic Superreal. Oh yeah. So we've seen this bit before. So I blinked, my vision started to blur. So we're 9 minutes from death, folks.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Hey! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no!
Oh no! The Sigma! It's broken! And my eyes had lost the ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that had to be Dio in front of the number 9 door. We still want our damn Accelavir. And I groaned and with a Herculean effort lifted my head and then my sluggish body off the floor. And every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. But somehow I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio. Then, at last. The smudge of colour faded into a recognizable person. I threw out my hand in front of him.
Give it back. Don't act like it's yours. Aren't we supposed to share everything we find here?
What are you talking about? And Dio,
stole it.
What?
Yes, this is that reality.
You mean he has it?
Yes, he does.
Right now?
Yeah. So?
I wasn't a fool. I knew the kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give us back the accelerator. If he didn't, then I'd die with my hands around his throat. I gathered as much of my mind as I could and got ready to attack.
Fine.
Not quite what I'd been expecting.
Here.
And with a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it towards me. And I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. The label said, unmistakably, Excelsior. It was the real thing. I held it out towards her.
Right. Of course.
And she quickly tucked it into her pocket. She has pockets? And at least Quark will be alright. And with that, the last of my strength left me, and I dropped to my knees.
Sigma! Are you okay? Sigma! Sigma!
I guess this is it.
First, is this over real? Which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
How could this happen to me? 9 minutes. Once the Soparil was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant followed it. About 4 minutes had already passed, which left me with 5, give or take a little. In 5 minutes, I would be dead. What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? I gave a raspy, quiet laugh. Even with death staring me in the face, I seemed to be very determined to struggle right up to the very end. I've made my mistakes. The night goes on as I faded away. If memory serves, those are the lyrics. The lyrics of what? Okay, you can do this. Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solutions. How could I save myself? How? Well, we know now, thanks to the atom. There had to be something. Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. How could this happen to me? I've made my mistakes. Night goes on as I faded away. How could this happen to me? If there was a way out, I'd find it. I wasn't ready to give up on life yet. There had to be an answer. Oh, there is. You just won't like it. And it's the white
Sigma,
goo.
what's wrong with your hand? There's something white on it. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human. Your arms are cybernetic.
What the hell was that? I have cybernetic arms? It was both shocking and utterly obvious. Of course my arms were artificial. Titanium alloy bones with an ABT exterior to mimic human skin. But I had no idea why. Nor did I know when my human arms, which I distinctly remembered having, had been replaced. Simple plan? No? Or are you in a different musical decade? I'm in a decade, I just don't ask me which one. And that flash of Luna I'd seen, I was certain it had never happened. Not in this timeline. Those things hardly mattered, though. If I survived, I could worry about them later. The fact that my arms were mechanical, however, that might be useful. I called up all the strength I had left and stood one more time.
What?
Sigma! What are you saying?
Looks like you finally gave up. Whatever. I was just about to flip the switch anyway.
Yeah, get on with it.
Hey, don't rush me. Okay, you've got 9 BP now, right?
Yes?
Well, what do you say? Want to come with?
Go with him.
I will remain here.
What?
Why?
I cannot abandon Sigma. But
No buts. Will you hurry up and open the fucking door?
I understand.
Great. Glad we got that settled. Shall we go?
No!
Yes.
Stop!
Phi began to move, but it was already too late. Dio grabbed the lever and threw it down. Don't worry, this is all part of the plan. It's an ass backwards
The
plan,
number
but
9
a
door
plan
has
nonetheless.
been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
It's been fun. Peace.
I promise to call for help and return as soon as I can. Please, do not give up hope.
No, it's fine. Go. Hey!
Huh?
And as Dio turned to look at me, I crouched. Then, calling on every last bit of strength my wearied body could supply, I launched myself towards him like a coiled spring. I slammed into his legs, knocking him to the floor and wrapping my hands around his ankle before he could get back up.
Hey! What are you doing, you bastard? The door's gonna close!
Exactly.
Let go! Let go, goddammit! Let me go!
He lashed out with his free leg at my head, shoulders, and arms, but I held on. I ignored the pain, tightening my grip with every blow.
Hey! What the hell is this shit? Why are you doing this? I kept my promise, didn't I?
Yeah?
What? Shit! Stop screwing around, asshole! I have to get out of here. I'm not going to let my sacred mission get fucked up by some self-righteous idiot.
Dio began to pull himself along with his elbows, bit by bit, edging closer to the exit. He was headed straight through the door. But the gate was already beginning to close. With only a few feet to spare before it shut, he crawled across the threshold and beyond the door. Word of warning, I can't remember if this gets graphic or not, but be warned.
Sigma! Stop! That's enough! Please, you have to let go!
No, I do not.
The door's going to shut on you if you don't let go!
That's the point.
You're an idiot right up until the end, aren't you? Just hurry up and die! You senile old fuck!
Eh? Old? Ouch! So the door's shut. On us.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over,
So,
all doors other than the number 9 door
So the game's
have
over,
been unlocked.
but we're not dead to tuberculine.
Escape is not possible. Please
And in this
enjoy
reality,
your
there
stay.
wasn't neostigmine to use this time. So the announcer's voice grated at the inside of my skull. I felt tired, so very, very tired. I felt my eyes flutter closed. And then nothing. Some time later. Why do these sound effects sound like the ones you read in a comic book? Well, this is a visual novel, to be fair. And this is actually a remake of, or a remaster of, I want to say it was a DS game? Maybe 3DS?
Sigma! Sigma! Finally awake, huh?
Yeah, notice we're not dead. I rubbed my eyes and slid my legs off the bed to stand up. Well, to be honest, it was an examination table, not a bed. Which meant... yeah, the infirmary. Every door's open at this point, apart from number 9, so yeah, why not?
I guess they carried you out here after you passed out.
Alice is up! Nice!
Well, I wasn't there to see it. I was out just like you. But I was in the AB room.
Ah, fair.
That bastard Kay. He punched me in the stomach.
Oh.
I can't believe him. He didn't want me voting, so... Yes.
On the other side of the number 9 door.
Okay, so you left with Dio.
With Dio.
You told him to go, remember?
Yeah? Not wrong.
Is your arm okay? I heard what happened. Cybernetic arms, huh? Can't say I'm surprised.
Really?
I was starting to get a feeling something was up with you.
I looked down at my left hand. This might be the graphic bit. Or rather, I looked down at where my left hand should have been. Instead, there was a stub wrapped in white gauze. I told myself I'd do anything to get the cure, even if it meant letting Dio betray me. But I had a feeling I might come to miss my hand.
I'm right here.
Quark! And by the way, I learned overnight that they are not speakers. They're lunch boxes. Seriously. But it's worth it. We saved Quark. We're stuck here, but we saved him.
Yep. Thanks to you. You got the medicine from that jerk Dio, right? Luna gave it to me, and now I'm better. Thanks. You're the best, Mr. Sigma.
Aww.
You saved my life.
It seemed they'd shared stories while I was asleep. Everyone knew now how I'd made a deal with Dio, and about the journal we'd found with the Latin in it. Clover and Phi seemed to have done most of the talking.
It was completely the opposite of what we guessed. We're not infected. The rest of the world is. That means this place isn't a quarantine facility. It's more like a shelter.
Well, we don't know anything for sure yet. I thought the same thing you did, but then Sigma pointed out a couple of discrepancies.
Such as? I explained what I'd noticed. 1. If we were in a shelter for uninfected people, why had Quark been infected? Any place designed to keep a virus like that out would have a lot of safeguards to keep anything from getting in. Had the virus really bypassed all those measures? It didn't seem likely. 2. The timing of our abductions and the pandemic's outbreak was strange. It would make sense if we'd been rescued after the disease had become widespread, but that wasn't what had happened. First we'd been abducted, then the pandemic had broken out. 3. We didn't know why Zero had put us in the notary game. If we were survivors he wanted to protect, then why try and kill us? If we were in a shelter, why wasn't it safe?
Well, what about this? Maybe someone anticipated the pandemic.
Another line that hasn't aged well.
I don't know who. Probably Zero. Anyway, they grabbed us before the pandemic really started. Then they put us in the shelter. But then, after a while, he got bored, so he decided to have us play this game to kill time.
In the absence of a more logical theory,
Well, we don't actually know if there is poison in this bracelet.
oh trust me, we know.
You're the only one who's gotten injected so far.
Fair.
And when you did, it was only Soparil.
Yeah?
No, that's not what I mean. That can't be it. I'm sure there's tubocurarine in the bracelets.
How so?
The Atom's analysis confirmed it. But what if the Atom is lying? If you're going to do that, then we don't have anything to base any speculations on.
Not wrong.
You could say that the newspaper article was fake, or that the Latin journal wasn't real.
Or the journal was real, but my translation was a lie. No, my translation was accurate. I'm just making the point that once you start talking about this stuff being fabricated, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, fair.
I don't think Zero is doing this just to take the piss out of a lime.
Take the piss out of a lime. What? Like, what?
What?
Yeah, that!
I was just trying to stress that I don't think Zero would do this to pass the time.
How do you make that mistake?
However, I do think Clover has half a point.
Half a point?
That someone did anticipate this pandemic. That part seems reasonable.
Well, if the virus was spread on purpose, then I could see how that might make sense. Yeah. It's not like Noah put all the animals on his ark after the flood happened.
She's got a point. She really does have a point. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Maligo. Ah!
He went around before the rain started falling to gather them all up. Right?
Are you saying that we were rescued because we're all that's left of humanity?
We were brought here because someone knew there would be a pandemic that would turn us into an endangered species? Does that mean we're supposed to repopulate the planet?
Oh, Sigma! You always wanted to get with Clover. There's your chance. Actually, come to think of it, the only men that are left on the base is Sigma, Tenmi OG, and I guess Quark, but let's not go down that rabbit hole. And Tenmi OG's old, and well, I looked around and did a quick inventory. I've never heard anyone describe women as inventory. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I ever want to again. Four women, an old man, and a kid. That meant I was the only young, fertile male. I guess humanity would just be screwed. Oh, har har har. Repopulation, huh? That didn't sound so bad. If that was the case, maybe there wasn't any reason to escape. If the newspaper and the journal were right, then the world outside was crawling with a deadly virus. Why would we go expose ourselves to that? This would be the safest, happiest place on Earth.
The game's over. There's no point to any of this now.
No, that's not true.
What do you mean?
The game might be over, but we've still got a lot of unanswered questions.
Well, we got a lot of time. I would just stop talking. Oh, come on, Tori.
In fact, we've got even more questions.
There isn't a 35. If you do exclamation timers, you can see what ones are available.
So, are those answers going to open the number 9 door again?
Not in this reality.
It's all over. Why we're stuck here doesn't mean shit. The 8 of us aren't leaving, ever. That's all that matters.
Hang on. Timers plural. But hang on. 8 of us? Dio and Kay have left, so there should only be 7.
You're including the old woman?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
What?
What if the old lady is Zero Senior?
What? We never considered it, that's a point.
But that would mean the person in charge of all this was murdered by somebody. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe she wasn't murdered.
Huh?
Are you saying she was infected with Radical 6?
And killed herself?
But we didn't find a knife or any kind of weapon in the AB room with her.
Maybe she was killed somewhere else. And then someone carried her in there.
What?
Well, maybe we should go take a look at her one more time. Maybe we missed something.
You know, you might want to do something with her body at some point. You know, I don't know, something. And we looked down at the body of the old woman. Vi was the first to move. Quietly and methodically, she began to examine the woman and her clothes. I just stood there. Even if she was dead, no, especially because she was dead, I just didn't feel right touching her. And after a few silent minutes, Vi suddenly stopped. She pulled something from one of the old woman's sleeves and held it out toward me. Kurashiki?
Looks like an ID card for this place. Since it's got her picture
For
on it, I'd say
this
it's a safe bet the
place?
card is hers.
As in Akane Kurashiki?
Nope. You?
Pass equals jumpy doll. What?
Well, actually it says pass equals Jumpy doll. So I'm guessing Jumpy doll is a password of some sort.
What the fuck?
Beats me.
And it looks handwritten. She must have put on herself so she would. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
We were still looking the card over when I heard a commotion from the other part of the room.
Alice! What's wrong? Alice!
Oh no!
What are you planning to do with that?
And Fi and I turned around and gasped.
Damn it!
We ran to the other end of the room and skidded around the partition. Yeah, there stood Alice, her hand wrapped tightly around the scalpel. She didn't seem stable. I'm a drop off. I'll catch you tomorrow. There's Tori, are you okay? Her eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. She was not well. The look on her face was all too familiar. Quark. She looked just like Quark had before he went insane. But that meant...
Goodbye!
Her hand moved, lifting the scalpel up high in the air, then driving it down towards her heart. And with that, we have the Quark ending. I think that's the Quark ending this time. Yes, that is the Quark end. Okay. Okay. So we're getting through the endings now. In fact, we only have 2 left. The Luna end and the Phi end. So how long have we been going? Not even 2 hours yet. So now we have almost all the information we have to complete the game. Almost all of it. Still got a bit to do though. I am just going to take a quick break though, quick few minutes, because I'm starting to feel a bit iffy again. Yeah, give me a few minutes. Alrighty, we are back here, ending number 7, Get, and we're running into locks to unlock. So what are we going to do now? Well, we are going to... Oh, thank you, Tori. Glad to be back. So let's unlock a lock that we don't even know is locked. And that's this one. Solve the mystery of the two-headed lion. Because we now know the username and the password for this PC. That one specifically.
There's no one here.
No, there is not.
Yeah, maybe Dio and Kay did that. A lion.
Lion eating a sun.
A sun?
It has a couple input fields for a user ID and a
Probably
password.
can't use it unless we know what those are. Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Well, you give it a shot all you want.
Yeah, just as I thought. Might as well forget about this thing for now. We can't get anywhere without a password.
Well, isn't it handy that we have a password?
Let's see if we can find any other clues. This is the director's office after all. If we turn the place upside down, we're bound to find something. Shall we?
Okay. And Phi turned and headed off towards the bookshelf, leaving me alone next to the desk. I felt compelled to stay and found myself staring at the screen. A lion biting the sun. Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Remember death, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Maybe it could. So everybody's died at some point, that's good to know. Some more than once, apparently. We know the password, the username and the password, I think. There's one or two it could be. KURASHIKI JUMPYDOLL. Error? Oh, no, it's the other one. It's the other one. It's... Oh no, back that up. So it's this one, it was, GTF DM L 016, and then the password was... Oh god, what was the password? Oops. Okay, there we go. MILK EV OLI, I think. I think that was it. Yep, there we go, we're in. What the fuck have we got here? Public and raise awareness of? What? Captain Kidd! The largest exhibit of... What a load of gibberish.
What's wrong? What? How did you figure out the login?
Don't ask.
What the hell do you mean you just knew it?
I just knew it means I just knew it. Not wrong.
Why are you bringing that up? It doesn't have anything to do with this. What? I don't...
You knew my name when you shouldn't have. I knew this username and password when I shouldn't have. What's the difference?
Sure. Fine. Just let me get right on that. Are you out of your damn mind?
Probably.
Tell me what the hell is going on here? Why do you know how to log into this computer?
And we continued to yell at one another for several more minutes. But no matter what Fi asked me, I could never come up with an answer that satisfied her. Eventually, she seemed to give up.
Fine. You still don't make any sense, but I don't think you're lying. And the AB game deadline isn't getting any further away.
Oh yes, there is still a game here. So how's your evening going now? My evening's going not too bad. Headache is easing up. So is the stomach issues and everything else I've got going on. But
All right.
I'm doing okay.
Let's see what this thing has
I'm
for
hopeful
us.
we might actually be able to get this done tonight.
Where are we supposed to start?
At the beginning. That's usually a very good place to start.
Looks like there's tons of stuff in here. Oh, can you tell me the ID that you put in? I can try searching for that.
Okay. Ah!
Maybe we'll get a hit.
And I gave her what she'd asked for. GTF DML 016. Wait till I tell you what that stands for. I know exactly what that stands for. Her search returned several files, and after examining them for a moment, Fi opened one. Golem unit details. Product specifications for a golem. Yes.
Looks like it. Don't ask me.
Yes, it is.
You seem to know more about all this than I do. Fine, whatever. Just read the file. Maybe it'll make more sense. Let's see here.
Okay. GTF DML. Golem type female. Diana model. Luna.
Yeah. There's something written underneath it. It says, appearance after application of ABT.
There's this special artificial biological tissue what's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes us look like human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle.
I see. Luna was a golem.
Yes.
And DML016 was her product ID.
Yes. Yeah, so why would Luna be in the game? Why would a golem be in the game?
I don't know how autonomous she really is, but I find it hard to believe she would have come here of her own free will. Probably. Look. At the bottom of the screen, it shows her current status.
Current status? Currently operational. Now that's interesting because in this reality, Clover killed her. Executing special mission. And her special mission is to participate in the game?
Probably.
So why did Zero Senior want a robot as a participant? That is a good question.
What if it was some kind of Voight-Kampf test?
Voight-Kampf?
It's from an old book. A test to see how human she was. Whether or not 8 people would be able to figure out she was a robot.
Yeah? No?
That might almost explain the whole game, actually.
How so?
Making us solve puzzles and play the AB game. All of those things could have been designed to give us a chance to see her true nature.
Kinda like the Chinese room, yeah.
Yeah. Luna is the girl locked in the room. And the 8 of us are the people outside it. Well, like I always say...
Just a possibility, yeah.
All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person.
But not in this case.
Right now. I didn't know until I saw this stuff.
Okay, no, she's not.
I don't know why I said that. It just felt like it made sense.
Like you just knew, yeah.
Yeah. Look, forget about that. See Luna's status?
Currently operational. Meaning... Right, how do you kill a golem?
You think robots die?
Yes, and they go to Silicon Heaven. That's where all the calculators go. Shout out to anyone who gets that reference.
She was only injected with muscle relaxant.
Fair. Oh yeah, the tuberculin.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players,
Oh jeez.
please
And
enter
the game
your votes.
continues.
If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
So, we've still got to do this, and Luna is the opponent.
That might not be the only thing she did. Look,
Meaning?
what are the last 3 digits of her product ID?
016.
And where have we seen that before?
Carved into Clover's leg in this reality.
We should go check her body. You remember where it is?
Well, it's not like we moved it. A few moments later. So Alice is still there, the gun is still there. Luna is not.
Yeah.
And I trust him.
Okay.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Although I do have to ask a question. How? How did she get a star key?
Let's go. The game hasn't stopped. If we don't vote, we're going to get penalized.
So we still need to do this.
Invalid pair detected.
Eh?
Please retry with valid partner.
Oh, right, we have Luda's bracelet on us, don't we?
Right. Luna's bracelet.
And I stepped outside and set Luna's bracelet down, then headed back into the AB room.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no reason not to.
Wait!
What do you mean, wait? I've already hit the damn button.
Sigma!
Luna? Oh boy.
1 minute remains until
I just
Ambidex
realized,
game
1 minute
polling
remains
closes.
at Seribot. 1 minute left.
She's probably planning on participating in the game. Yeah. Betray.
Why?
I'm sure of it. Why else would she have come here? If she wanted to vote ally, she could have just waited for the deadline to pass.
Yes?
Yeah. Why are you asking, though? Her BP doesn't matter right now. Have you totally lost it? She doesn't have her bracelet on.
Fair point.
And besides, she's a golem. She isn't trying to get out. Whether she has 9 BP or not doesn't mean anything to her.
Fair.
Isn't that obvious?
Oh, timer's up. Okay, I'll get that in a moment.
She wants to keep our BP below 9. Say she defaulted to ally. We could choose whatever we wanted, and we'd still get 9 BP. She's here to make sure that doesn't happen.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So...
And I trust him.
2, 1.
So, the choice seems obvious. Betray. But if we betray and she betrays as well, then we go nowhere fast. But who's noticed Luna's voting pattern lately? She's actually allied every single time that she's had the option to do so. The only time she's betrayed is when she was paired with us and we did it. Ally is the right decision. Beligo is right on this one.
Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
I think that's actually the last time we need to play the ABM. Could be wrong.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Hey, Sigma!
What?
Are you insane?
Maybe.
Why the hell did you choose ally?
And yeah, she's gone.
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
But the bracelet was still there. There it was. I thought she didn't pick it up. Therefore, she didn't vote.
Then she let the system vote ally for her?
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Which we already know the results, but let's have a look anyway.
Yeah. Let's go have a look.
Just her. So they're dead already, as are they. So we all allied, so in theory we can all leave. Well, all of us that are alive, anyway. Clover's dead, Quark's dead, Tenryoji's dead, even though Quark, there's debates on Quark. Kay's dead, Dio's dead, Alice is dead. And Luna was never alive to begin with.
Points have been assigned
I
or
should probably take that.
subtracted accordingly.
Hydrate.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Yep. That she did. And the other 6 got penalized. The other 6 were dead anyway, so kind of a moot point. Or well, 5 of them were, and Quark's not got his bracelet, I don't think. Yeah, we don't know where Quark is.
Yeah. That means all those penalties are meaningless.
Yep.
Why did Luna show up then? I mean, we've got our 9 BP now, but...
True. So we can leave.
Alright. What do you want to do, Sigma? Do you want to leave? You sure? Well, that's a relief.
What?
I was hoping you'd say that.
Oh, good. I'm not a
Now let's
complete
get moving.
heartless bastard.
We need to find Quark. Luna.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 4 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates.
And the game continues. But at this point, the color assignments are kind of meaningless. Vi and I checked our bracelets out of sheer reflex. I was a magenta pair, just like before, but Vi had changed to a red solo. It didn't really matter though. Both of her bracelets showed the number 9. All we had to do was open the number 9 door, and we'd never have to play another AB game again.
Alright. Quark comes first. Let's go.
And she spun around and headed for the cyan door. I followed on her heels. Well, we know where Alice is. We know where Clover and Tenmyoji and the old woman are. A whole lot of nothing in the lounge, apart from drinks that nobody will ever drink. Nothing in the pantry. No food, no people, no panties. Warehouse B. Whole lot of nothing except a bit of graffiti that we still haven't deciphered. The security room with still nothing in it. And the rec room with Kay and Dio still dead. The Golem Bay, complete with the fried one as well. So the only place
Sigma,
that's left,
there's something I want to ask you.
which is,
There are 3 doors here.
yes,
You, Alice, and Luna went through the one on the right. That took you to the Golem Bay, correct?
yes. In this reality, that's true. Then why is the second door open?
Take a look. See the lock? Yeah. There's only one person who could have opened it.
Luna.
Alright, let's head in.
Does this one lead to the garden? No, the treatment center. Okay.
I think they're treatment pods of some sort.
And even as I spoke, part of me knew what they were. I didn't know how or why, but I felt a strong sense of deja vu when I looked at them, and suddenly realised I knew exactly how to operate the pods. It was a strange, unsettling feeling, as if somewhere deep inside was a version of myself that I didn't actually know.
One of them is lit up.
Yes, the one on the left.
The glass is all fogged up. I can't really see inside. Yeah.
Hello, Quark. And with that, we can finally get the hell out of here. Our feet pounded across the floor of the warehouse.
This is it.
The home stretch. Quark's body bounced in my arm as I ran. His pulse and breathing were normal. He was limp and unconscious, but he was alive. The pod's display had given us a little information on his condition. As far as we could tell, he'd been given an anesthetic which had put him to sleep.
Ready? What's wrong? You're supposed to say, yeah, sure.
There's still a few unanswered questions, though.
What the hell is this? You want to stay here? What if Luna kills you too?
Luna, I don't think, killed anyone.
Think about it. Alice, Clover, Tenmyoji, the old woman, even Dio and Kay. There's a good chance Luna killed all of them. Why doesn't matter. Remember what we saw on Clover's thigh? And what's that the same number as? Where did we find the old woman's corpse? And if you're right, her brain is in the central computer core. That means she could have easily moved that crane, right?
Yes.
She could have used it anytime she wanted.
Not wrong.
Exactly. She must have moved the AB room. Alice noticed it right away. At the very least, that would mean Luna had a reason to try and kill Alice. She could also have murdered Dio and Kay.
Okay, yeah.
Remember their star keys? Luna must have taken them, which puts her in the room with Dio and Kay. You understand, don't you? I admit none of this evidence is conclusive. But look at our options. You, me, Quark, and Luna. Who do you think is the most likely to be the murderer? Think this through, Sigma. Luna's a golem. That means she's a robot that's part of this facility, designed to do God knows what. If what you said about golems and the central computer is true, she's basically a puppet of Zero Junior's.
Technically right.
There isn't really much of an argument to be made here.
No, there is one argument.
The only option is to leave her here and get out.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
And a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
Damn. Don't scare me like that. Okay, I'm going to open it. You ready?
Just pull the fucking thing.
Yeah, I guess so. It's time we got out of here.
Agreed.
Let's go.
So we go through the number 9 door, and with a heavy, laboured groan, the number 9 door began to open. And as soon as the gap was wide enough to admit her body, Vi slipped through it. I followed her through, Quark still cradled in my arms. Inside was a massive lift platform, like the kind used to move industrial cargo. Vi turned to face me, and I shoved Quark into her arms.
Huh?
And before she could respond, I spun around and ran.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Sigma! What the hell are you thinking? Get back here!
Nope. There's more questions to be answered.
No. You don't mean you're going to go find Luna?
Yep.
God damn it, Sigma! Think about what you're doing! Sigma! Listen to me! You can't do this!
The decision's already been made, Fi.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
So, I had no regrets. In fact, with Fi and Quark's successful escape, I felt a profound sense of relief. One of my objectives had been achieved, and a difficult choice had been made. My mind felt clear and focused, more so than it had in a long time. And where do we find Luna? Well, since all the doors are unlocked now, in the garden.
You knew?
Oh, actually, take that dose. Yeah, you're right. As I then turn my TV off. How the fuck did I do that? Give me... How did I do that? I don't even know where the buttons are. Give me a second. I'm a dumbass. I'm a moron. I don't know how I fucking did that, but I did that somehow. Oh, I found them. I was sitting on them. Shut up. Oh, gosh. Sorry about that. I set your timer and everything. I'm glad we have that as a backup. Yeah, no, I agreed. It's very limited in the options you can have with it, because it only does increments of like 5 minutes up to half an hour, but hey, it's something. Yeah, We haven't talked here in this one. Yeah, Sigma even knows about the jumping at this point.
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in this whole facility with anything green. I kind of feel silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation.
Okay, so time for a serious consideration. Oh, it doesn't ever as well? Of course it does. Okay, fair. Helps you remember to take it though. Yeah,
Being
no,
surrounded by
fair.
nature makes
Not
me
wrong.
feel happy. I'm not sure what you meant just now, but are you talking about something that happened in another history?
Another history, yes.
I know what you can do. Someone told me about it once. They said that you have the ability to transport your consciousness through time.
Luna looked down at the music box around her neck, and carefully and delicately, she twisted the dial on the bottom.
Sigma, aren't you here to ask me something?
Yes?
Why I killed them, perhaps? Oh? Why do you think I didn't do it?
Asimov's 3 laws.
I'd like to know your reasoning.
And I nodded and took a moment to compose my thoughts. May as well start with the old woman. No point beating around the bush, I suppose. Dio killed her. Yep.
Why do you think so?
So Dio killed the old woman in this reality, in this history, and took her bracelet for himself.
Is that your proof? That's why you think Dio killed her? Then why are you so sure? What?
Alright, fine. You caught me, I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Wait, when did that happen?
A different timeline, yes.
Isn't that against the rules?
The game's over. Fuck the rules. Nox's 10 Commandments. Oh boy. Okay, so let's say the instant P happens, and after that, the timeline splits into timeline A and B. I don't think it's unfair to base a theory in timeline A on information I found in timeline B, which is what we've been doing, effectively. After all, A and B both came from the same place, P. If you trace the history of both timelines, you'd end up back at Incident P. Now, if I could change what happened with Incident P by visiting timeline A or B, then yes, it'd be a different story. I don't know that it'd be unfair, per se, but I'd certainly be breaking some pretty big rules. Like, you know, the principle of causality. So I'm sure that Dio killed the old woman. Fair. By extension, that means you couldn't have killed her. I'm assuming Dio wasn't originally intended to be part of the Notary game. Somehow, he got in and took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. This is just an educated guess, but I have a feeling his plan was to replace one of us. I doubt it mattered which one. I have no idea why he would want to do something like that, and I don't know how he did it either. But the fact that remains that he did. He hid in the warehouse on floor A and waited for someone to come out of one of the EB rooms. That someone turned out to be the old woman. She left Quark asleep in the EB room and came out on her own. Somehow, he managed to get close enough to stab her. He did it near the wall with the graffiti on it. I'm guessing he stabbed her from behind so that he wouldn't get any blood on himself. As soon as she was dead, he wrapped the knife up in the handkerchief. No, wait, actually. He probably took the bracelet first. Then he would have needed to wipe the blood off, so he used the handkerchief for that too. Anyway, the point is he got the bracelet and put it on. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid between the rightmost EB room and its neighbour. He probably didn't expect that they'd move, or he would have put it somewhere else. After that, he headed back into the EB room that the woman had left. Quark would have still been fast asleep, so as far as he knew, Dio was there the whole time. This does raise a few other questions, but I'll save those for later. For now, let's move on to the other murders. Well, actually, one of them probably isn't a murder.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Alice. I'm pretty sure she committed suicide.
All of humanity is going to die. Adults, children, everyone. There won't be anyone left. I'd rather die here.
She'd been infected with Radical 6. I think that infection caused her to take her own life. She used Dio's knife, which she'd found in the warehouse after the EB moved and exposed it. She took it with her, and then used it to stab herself in the crew quarters. And next are Clover and Tenryoji. The first question is who put the handcuffs on them. The clue is the message Clover left, 016. But if you think about it, it doesn't make sense. Clover's left hand was in the handcuffs. That means she would have had to write with her right hand on her right thigh. I feel like it would be really hard to do that, you know? Why not just use your left thigh? The thing is, I think she did. When she died, her legs slumped together and the message got transferred to the right thigh. We just never saw the original because we didn't bother to check the other leg. In other words, she wasn't trying to write 016. She was trying to write Dio. With her dying breath, she was trying to tell us the name of her killer. Now, about Kay and Dio. I think there's a pretty good chance Dio killed Kay. Here's how I imagine it happened. Kay probably sprayed Dio's bracelet with aluminol. We found the bottle in Kay's robe. He wouldn't have seen the reaction immediately, but Dio would have known what was coming. As soon as Kay turned the lights off, it would be clear that Dio had taken the old woman's bracelet. My guess is he decided to take preemptive action. And when we found their bodies, the lights in the rec room were on. Maybe Kay turned to switch the light off, and Dio took that opportunity to attack him. Kay was hurt pretty badly, but he didn't die right away. He probably managed to grab the spear and stab Dio. Then he died. So that accounts for all 6 bodies. None of them were your fault.
Sigma,
There's a problem with the theory, though.
I'm glad you don't think I did it, but all of your theories are just, well, theories.
Yeah, they're circumstantial.
Like Alice committing suicide. How can you be sure? Say she was infected with Radical 6. She could have been murdered before her symptoms even began to present themselves. As for Clover and Tenmyoji, I could easily have killed them.
No, you couldn't have.
You don't have any proof that Clover's message was mirrored like you say, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine. I'm part of this place. How can you trust a machine?
How indeed. That's why I trust you.
What?
I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Rule number 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. Sigma.
I have to ask you, can you tell me everything you know? Your mind is in the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. And there was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Eventually, we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down, and just like last time, I lowered myself down beside her.
You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right.
Most of it.
Well, first, yes, Dio did sneak into the facility.
Okay.
He used the large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on floor A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it.
Okay.
Yes, I
fair.
guess you could say that. He did get in pretty easily, but that's because Zero Jr. lured him here.
Lured him? For what purpose?
Dio wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew that he was going to come.
Wait, what? So he was always intended to be part of the game?
In a way. Because his presence was an important part of Zero's project. I can't go into that right now. We'd be here forever.
We're literally trapped here. We have forever.
Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay? Anyway, Dio found his way in. They made sure he didn't know that he was actually being let in. To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first one out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put her bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with the handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms.
Okay.
Counting from the left in their original placement.
Okay. Yes.
Right. After that, he went back into the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up. Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off. Zero Jr. had powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went into the 5th room.
Okay.
I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered. Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr.
Fair.
I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either.
So if Zero Jr. controls everything, then yeah. He was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane?
Yes,
Wait, Zero did it?
that's right. Zero Jr. moved the room, not me.
What? But who moved the old woman? Yeah, that's a point.
Me.
You.
It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I was turned back on. I ran over to check on her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in. Because I was ordered to.
I'm sorry, what? So you're not a murderer, but you are an accessory to murder.
Luna, listen to me very carefully. As you already know, the final stage of the project begins in 2 hours. This will be the culmination of many years of hard work. We cannot afford failure.
Yes, I understand.
Then let's make sure. What is your mission?
Enter the nonary game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players. Ensure that they do what they are supposed to and guide them down the correct paths.
How many players will there be?
Myself and 7 others, ma'am. Will you be participating as well?
Yes, our plan dictates that I must. An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct?
Yes. He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, ma'am.
Is there a problem?
With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this. We know someone is going to be killed, and we're just going to let it happen? I also have doubts about the use of Radical 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease.
That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow your orders.
But...
Luna, I am giving you an order. I am in command, and you do as I say. You are programmed to do as I say. You know this.
yes.
Good. Now, I have one final order.
Another order, ma'am?
Yes. When you leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there. I would like you to move them.
Where?
To the room you are about to enter, the 6th AB room.
But why?
Not your concern. As a participant in the game, you must have as little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I have made sure you are unable to access any classified data. There are things you must not know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible.
Okay.
There are some things you already know, which ideally you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, so you must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to the other participants. You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio, or the body, or that you carried it to the 6th AB room. You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants.
Is that an order?
Yes. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Kind of grim to know that
After
she was going to
that,
be
I
participating.
went into the AB room as I'd been told to.
And yet, in a way, knew she was going to be the first one out, and therefore... That's kind of a mindfuck to think about the fact that she lured her own murderer to her.
As soon as I stepped inside, my body deactivated. But since my brain is in the main computer, I was still awake. So I still saw everything. While I waited, I used the security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility.
Okay.
Yes, it was hard. What I was seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out.
I mean, it makes sense. She's designed the damn thing.
I think she knew that Dio was going to kill her. When she'd said she had one final order for me, I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I have that passes for a heart felt like it snapped in two.
Okay.
Yes. No.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. So the old woman is directly involved with the project, but she's not Zero?
She did, but she wasn't the only person I took orders from. Yes. Yes. They worked together to develop the project she mentioned. So I suppose technically my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Jr. too.
Okay.
I told you before that Zero Jr. moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it of his own free will. They ordered him to do it. He was following orders just like me. I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so that people wouldn't suspect me.
That's a point. So figure out the rooms have been moved and that she was in your room. Yeah, so that would have only aroused suspicion.
Then maybe they wanted the opposite. Maybe they wanted you to suspect me.
Well, it certainly worked on Fi.
You're right. Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me.
Okay.
Yes. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room.
So they somehow knew Dio would hide the knife there, yeah.
Yes, I think so. Well, whatever the reasons were, Alice did notice that the room was moved.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, kind of obvious.
Which meant that Clover also figured it out.
Yes?
And just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her life. Clover didn't realize that, though. Or perhaps she didn't want to. In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet.
Okay.
So she confronted me. It was right after the second round of the AB game. Using Phi's timetable, that would be 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Okay. Yep, she was listening.
Yes. That wasn't all I was listening to, though. I know everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed. Yes, I was. I could see and hear everything.
Okay.
Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway on floor A when Clover found me and took me to room 2 in the crew quarters. We entered at about 0 hours, 1 minute. She was very forceful.
I know you killed Alice. Tell me the truth and I'll let you live. Now fess up! I'm only gonna give you one chance. If you lie or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her!
I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice, that she'd been infected with Radical 6, and it had caused her to kill herself.
But she didn't buy it.
Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it, but I couldn't answer any of her questions. Yes. Then, at about 0 hours, 10 minutes, she must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving toward me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course. While we were fighting over it,
It fired.
you mean because I'm a golem?
Yes.
One of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players, a human. Any human injected with that amount of tubocurarine would die. No,
No.
I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off the power to my body again.
Eh?
He probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was human was probably in his orders, too.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
So to make it look like I had died, he turned the power off.
Okay.
Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover ever intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me. When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times. If she'd meant to kill me, why do all that?
Fair point.
After a few moments, she ran off to the infirmary to get the AED. Yes.
Yes, the adult erotic doctor.
Correct.
So that was why she left?
Yes.
Sorta. At 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin in the crew quarters.
She ran off toward the infirmary. On the way, she bumped into Dio. Yes. I guess she just saw him, really. They didn't talk. She just ran past. Yes. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing. But he chose not to go after her. He had something else to do.
At 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio enters the room.
He seemed pretty surprised to find my body. It didn't take him long to get over it, though. He'd gone there for 2 reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which was a blue solo.
Which he needed to get through the white door.
Yeah, but he couldn't find it. Yes, but there was something else he wanted to do too. He was there to take the knife.
Take the knife?
Removing it was gruesome. No, I don't think so. I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the knife's blade.
Engraving?
That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman. Do you remember what it said? There was a word engraved on the blade.
Myrmidons.
Yes. It's the name of the organization he belongs to.
Yeah, sure. In such the same way as IS is a fucking club. Ugh. Random while I wait on traffic. Oh, hey, Tori. Welcome back. Even if it is random and just for a moment. I hope you're doing well. Or better.
I don't think so. I don't really know.
Well, we do. We know it's a terrorist organization, the Myrmidons.
I'm afraid not. Yes.
Okay, so I just want to do something here, just because I'm trying to think ahead to, like, thumbnails. Let's see, recent gameplay. I'll do 5 minutes. Oh, that's fine. I can work with that later. Did your package arrive yet? No, not yet.
I don't know about that. He's killed 4 people. I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side.
Yeah, because he killed the old woman, he killed Kay, and Alice and Clover.
May I continue?
I know, I'm sorry. And after he took the knife, Dio rifled through what few belongings Alice had. Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He was probably just checking to see if she had anything useful. That was where he found the key to Kay's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it. At least, as far as Luna could tell. And at 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio left the room.
He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When he left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is that he was going after Clover. He found her with the
Hey,
AED.
gotta listen while I drive. No worries. Head over the AED, okay.
She was probably planning to just ignore him and head back, but Dio didn't let her.
Didn't let her.
Hey, wait. Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Thinking about trying to resuscitate Luna? And why would you want to do that? You were the one who killed her, weren't you?
And when Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said they began to fight.
The fuck do you think you're doing?
And Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed it at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up. Temio, I presume.
Dio, what the hell are you doing?
None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit.
Like hell, you son of a bitch!
And he let her yell and leapt toward Dio. The younger man dodged him easily and lashed out with the knife. Temioji caught Dio's hand with a grunt, and for a moment the two men struggled. Then, as the knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade and tried to force it away. But Dio was a much younger and stronger man, and the wound Temioji gave himself with the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a valiant fight, but with a roar, Dio threw him off. And Tenmyoji collapsed to the floor.
What are you going to do?
Let's see. How about this? How cute. You two really look great together, you know?
What are you going to do to us?
Nothing.
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna handcuff you to a sink. Actually, I already have.
Are you gonna beat us to death or something?
No.
Ugh, no. Nothing so tasteless.
What are you going to do then?
How'd you like to make a bet?
A bet?
You've got, 20-some minutes until the primary white doors open. So I'd say you've got 25 minutes until they close. Give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, you might live. But if nobody finds you, well...
We'll be penalized.
Exactly. So, I suggest you start screaming for help now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind at least 2 nice thick doors. So unless they're pretty close, nobody's gonna hear you scream. Well, I'm off to the Floor B warehouse, okay? Enjoy your last 25 minutes. Later.
Yeah, he's a cunt. I don't use that word lightly, but yeah.
25 minutes passed and no one came. Of course, by then there were only 3 other people who could have come, apart from Dio. Yes. You were in the crew quarters at this point.
Yeah, because we found the loot.
for Clover and Tenmyoji, their time had come. Once the primary white door closed, both of their bracelets injected them with Soparil. Yes, almost immediately they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand. Yes.
Okay.
As for what happened in the rec room, well, I guess I don't really need to tell you. Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened.
So they killed each other. So Kay sprayed Dio's bracelet with the luminol, and then while his back was turned, Dio attacked him with the axe. Although to be fair, that's a hell of a whack to get through that armor. Dio mortally wounded him, but didn't kill him, so Kay turned around and stabbed Dio with a spear. And I guess that's when we found them.
Yes. After they went through the white door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office.
Okay, so they went in that.
When they were done there, they headed back to floor A to look for everyone else. They went to the crew quarters first, then to the infirmary.
Okay.
Of course, they found Clover and Tenmyoji's bodies there. Dio expected to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked. Anyway, Kay checked them over for anything useful.
And that was when he found the luminol.
Right.
Okay. So that's explained what's happened up to that point.
That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions?
Where the fuck do I begin? What do you think? Does a bear shit in the woods? Is the Pope Catholic? Yeah, Quark's bracelet. How did he get that off? Why was it in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji had it.
Okay, better question. Why did Tenmyoji have it?
Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket. I told him where it was.
Eh?
Do you remember when you were in the rec room with Phi and Tenmyoji?
Yes.
Right after then.
Right after that?
When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Quark.
Okay.
I ran into him at the end of the hallway, where the 3 doors and the switch are.
Okay, fair. Fair.
That was when I told him. Look, Tenmyoji. The center door is unlocked. He took off through it without another word.
And that was the treatment room, yes.
Yes.
Quark was sleeping.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Quark, he ran to his pod and started crying. Yes. The display on the pod showed Quark's vital signs. It was obvious he was alive the moment he looked at it. Next to the pod was Quark's bracelet. That was how Tenmyoji got it.
But why did it come off?
I took it off.
How?
Aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil? I'm sorry, what? And more to the point, where? Oh, okay.
Oh, you found it? Did you know that aluminum foil has electromagnetic shielding properties?
I mean, they use it for fucking spaceships, so makes sense.
Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical impulses. Anyway, the point is that you can detect the electricity that your heart makes by pumping blood. Your fancy little bracelets pick up on that. They're always watching.
Yes. All you have to do is wrap it around your bracelet.
Motherfucker!
Yes. Anyway, I used some aluminum foil to get Quark's bracelet off. Then I put it next to the pod.
That's a point.
Oh, that's easy. I put him there.
Okay.
Remember when we were first looking for Quark? I found him unconscious near the entrance to the Golem Bay. Yes.
So you opened it.
No,
Oh,
I was not.
and who was?
I do not have the authority to operate any of this facility's machinery. That's right.
So everything leads back to them. It usually does. So, are you going to tell me?
Tell you what?
What is the project? Everything that happens in here has something to do with it. So why were we brought here?
To play the nonary game.
And why were we supposed to play the notary game?
That was part of the project.
And why did Alice kill herself?
Because she was infected with Radical 6.
And how did she get infected?
Zero Senior and the old woman did that.
Why?
It was a necessary evil. It had to happen for the project to succeed.
And what would have happened if Alice hadn't committed suicide?
Clover wouldn't have suspected me, and she wouldn't have accidentally killed me.
And then what?
I wouldn't have collapsed, and Dio wouldn't have found my body. That would have meant the confrontation in the infirmary never took place.
In other words, you're saying Clover and Tenmyoji died for this project.
Yes.
Well, actually, it was the Chibukuri that killed them. But they were only injected with it because of their bracelets, and they were only wearing those bracelets because of the notary game. If the notary game was part of the project, then that's one more way it killed them.
I guess. If you want to look at it that way.
Now, what about Kay and Dio? Why would they kill each other?
Because Dio killed the old woman. He was worried about getting caught, so he tried to kill Kay before he could find out the truth.
Then if Dio hadn't killed the old lady, what happened in the rec room would never have taken place, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Why did Dio kill her?
So that he could pose as one of the participants.
And why did he do that?
To disrupt the project.
Then why did she let him kill her?
The same reason they did all of this. It was a necessary evil. The project couldn't be allowed to fail.
Still haven't told us what the project is. 6 people died here. 4 of them were murdered, one way or another, by Dio. At first, that makes it look like Dio's the reason they all died. But that's not true, is it? All of them, all 6 of them, they all died for this project. That means that the murderer, or I guess I should say murderers, were the old lady and Zero Senior, right? Please, Luda, tell me. Shaking my head, nothing like gunshots to kill the appetite. Gunshots?! Tori, you okay? Oh, fucking hell. Please, Luda, tell me. And we go from gunshots to bombshells. Get ready for this one. What is this project about? Who is the old woman? Who is Zero?
Sigma. Would you hug me?
Hug you? What? Stopped to grab some food because I didn't eat anything since 5 this morning. Oh, Jesus. And instead of answering, Luna wrapped her arms around me and buried her face in my chest. My own arms hovered in the air, confused about where they should go. I swallowed hard and tried to rein in my heartbeat, which had suddenly doubled. And P.S. this is my favourite music in the entire series, so yeah. I was about to speak when I felt something warm on my chest. Was Luda crying?
This feels nice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. I lowered one hand to her head and began to gently stroke her hair. What?
I'm sorry. My ABT is usually held in place by muscle fiber.
Okay.
But after Clover gave me the tubocurarine...
Oh, geez, okay.
Does it scare you?
You're literally crumbling before our eyes. I'd say that fucking scares us. Stopped to grab some food because I didn't eat anything since 5 this morning. Everything happened behind me at the grocery store. At the what? What the fuck? Just when you think this day can't get any stranger.
This is what I really look like. I'm a golem. Just a machine. A jumble of metal and plastic that pretends to be real.
You realize you're talking to the guy with ABT arms, right? I wrapped my arms around Luna and hugged her as tight as I could.
You believed in me this whole time. Even though I look like this?
Yeah, of course. I trust you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish I could stay here forever. You feel so nice. But I think my time is up.
What do you mean?
I've done things I really shouldn't have.
Meaning?
Do you remember what you asked me earlier? About if Zero Jr. had reactivated my body?
Yes?
Remember? The truth is, he didn't. I did.
You did?
I went to the part of the core that controls Zero Jr., and I hacked it. Yes, that was the first thing. The second. Do you know what the second one was? If I had really wanted to, I could have saved Clover and Tenryoji. Then Kei and Dio probably wouldn't have killed each other. That's not all. I could have stopped Alice from killing herself, and I could have even saved the old woman at the very beginning. In other words, I had the ability to disobey my orders.
But why?
But I didn't. That's the second thing. I broke the first law. I was scared. I was afraid to die. Obviously, hacking the core and taking control of Zero Jr.'s systems is very, very bad.
I don't think it would be very happy with it.
Golems who don't follow orders can become dangerous, so we're terminated if we disobey. You lose access to your body, of course. But everything that's stored in the core, your memories, your consciousness, is deleted.
Deleted? Uh-oh.
Yes. Very soon now I'll be gone. Zero Jr. is probably recovering himself right now. Once he's done, I doubt I'll be around much longer. I watched 6 people die and did nothing. I deserved this.
Forcing you to watch your friends die is what's wrong. Not wrong.
Oh, Sigma. Thank you. I'm really glad I met you. I'm sorry. My time's up. At least I get to die in your arms. Thank you. Sigma. And goodbye, Doctor.
Doctor? But she couldn't answer. I squeezed my eyes shut and held her, unable to bear the thought of letting any more of her slip away. And with one last quiet chime, the music box wound down. I was left with nothing but silence and the cold pool of tears over my heart. And with that, we have our 8th ending, the Luna ending. Now, with that, with that revelation... Well, actually, I say that revelation. There's several revelations that were made there. Yeah. With that revelation, we now have everything that we need to get through not only this story lock, but all the ones beyond it. Now, I'm gonna tell you, this last bit can actually take a long time, and there's still one escape sequence to go. And there's still one very important question we have yet to answer.
What can I open for you?
Not a
Looks
damn
like
thing.
The microphone can't be used right now. Try again later.
So, there's a few important questions that have yet to be answered, like the purpose of the project to begin with. Why did Luna call us Doctor? Why was a golem thrown into the mix to begin with? Where is the number 0 bomb? We've yet to find that one. Those are all questions that I'm gonna have to leave until tomorrow, or whenever my next stream is. I was hoping I could get it wrapped up tonight, but I think, bearing in mind how much I've got to do, I think I'm going to need to... I think I'm going to need to do it all in one more stream. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. So that is where I'm going to end it. We got through 4 endings today, so excuse me, can't complain too much. But yeah, at this point we are ready to bring the third nonary game to an end. Excuse me. But with that, thank you all so very much for stopping by. I appreciate that I've not been the most upbeat lately. I do appreciate that, and I can only apologize for that, but it's been one of those days. My body has finally had enough of me. But let me see who we can raid today. Ooh, okay. I think I'm gonna give this one to I think I'm gonna give this one to Kyra. Nier Automata. Always wanted to play Nier Automata, but never got a good opportunity to do it, because it's one of those games that you need a long time to really get anywhere in it, and I don't want to commit myself to one game forever. It's kind of why I've not touched Final Fantasy games yet. They may come, but not yet. But we'll give this one to Kyra. We'll just stop in, say hi. You've got the raid message there if you want it, or make up your own one. I don't know. It's entirely your decision. But yeah, no, thank you very much for stopping by. And next time we will be wrapping up Virtue's Last Reward. And trust me when I say, even when we wrap it up,
there's only going to be more questions. A lot more questions. But yeah, remember folks, beauty is only skin deep, but even machines have deep hearts. That's possibly the most profound thing I've ever said on this channel. Just get over to Kyra. Thanks, guys.